See if anybody pops in. Hey guys, welcome to the live Calibrate Tools DIY live. Let's see what happens here. I know it's kind of late. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to come in. So we can talk, have a chat. Help me out with the live stream, guys. It's my first time doing a live stream for this channel. It's not my first time doing a live stream, but for this channel it is. So I'd love for you guys to come on in and let's have a conversation. If you like tools, you like DIY, home improvement, you like the trades, let's talk about it. YouTube crash. Oh. Everybody, how's everybody doing? Come on in and make a comment. Tell me what your favorite tool is. And let's go ahead and see what's going on here. This is my first live for this channel, so I appreciate whoever shows up. I don't see any names, though. Got 2 people in the chat. Great. Wonderful. Well, not in the chat, but I see 2 people. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, if you don't know me, I'm Dylan Bruno with Calibrate Tools, okay? Calibrate Tools and DIY. I've been putting out a lot of tool videos since, I don't know, 2021, to be honest. I just want to get on here and try this live thing out, and get acquainted, get familiar with, some of my viewers, my audience. And but I can't have an interaction if nobody comes in the chat, right? I love to answer some questions. I love to get some answers to questions as well, because I don't know everything, but I do my best to tell you what I do know in the videos. And yeah, I love it if you guys come in the chat, ask a question. What is your favorite tool? What is it? Do you have a favorite tool? If not, that's fine. I don't necessarily have a favorite tool. I like a lot of tools. Like I look around my shop, I got jigsaws, I got angle grinders. I do love angle grinders. Those things are very handy, man. Especially when you're dealing with metal, which is what I do day in and day out. I I weld. I'm a welder / trucker / welding instructor. I do quite a few things when it comes to metal. And angle grinders are some of the best tools that you can have when it comes to, forming and shaping metal, right? And matter of fact, let me grab the angle grinder right here. See this right here? This is, if I did have a favorite tool, this definitely would be one of them. It has the flat disc on it. This is what sands down or grinds down the metal. And yeah, has a little handle on it. This handle can come off, actually, because sometimes, the handle can get in the way, and you can just have it like this. In the shop that I work in, we don't really use a lot of handles on our angle grinders. We just kind of, use our hands to keep it stable. But yeah, you can put a cutoff wheel on this thing. Cutoff wheel will just slice the metal in half or in pieces or whatever you want. And you can use this flat disc here just to grind it down. So let me see here. Maybe that's a little better. Yeah, guys. So come on in and let's talk. Let us see what's going on here. Huh. Yeah, so I'm a big promoter. I am a big promoter of learning a trade. I mean, you can't lose with learning a trade. I mean, trades, if you get a skill under your belt, all right, there's always jobs out there. And if you're not into the job thing, with a skill, whether it's truck driving, carpentry, welding, plumbing, electrician, it doesn't have to be your life's work, but it definitely will get you by, because all those things that I just listed, they're needed all the time, right? You can start your own side business. You can start a side business in the trades with a trade skill, and supports you, your family, while you build, on whatever your dream is. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm all about the trades. I think it's a big it's a big problem in certain communities, right? Those communities I come from, where the skill level, the skill level is just it's not there, you know. And you got these people walking around um, aimlessly with no ambition or anything like that. But if they had something to keep their mind occupied, um, to keep them occupied, keep their hands occupied, like a skill, then guess what? You know, we wouldn't have the problems we have today. That's why I made a video a while back when I first started the channel about when they took shop class out of schools. Now they may not have taken it out of every school, but um, most schools don't have it, right? Some high schools don't have it. Matter of fact, I was doing some instructing, welding instruction and instruction at a continuation school, which is not really a high school, and they had a shop class in there. Right? They had a shop class at that continuation school. They had scroll saws. They had mock electrician uh, 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 structures there to work on. They had what else? Solar panels. They had circular saws. They had different things in their shop, and they don't really have that stuff in a lot of high schools. So, you know, I was actually surprised. But so when they took that stuff out of schools, man, it was really the downfall of a lot of communities when it came to because everybody's not going to go to college, man. Everybody's not going to go to get that degree and all that. But guess what? Your kid, whoever that is, should at least have some kind of skill, right? Some kind of skill that's going to get them by and put food in their mouths and feed their family. So mm. Live. Okay. So yeah, come on in and tell me what your favorite tool is. Come on in the chat. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. I can't see you. I could just see your name. Let's talk. Oh, what happened? What I do here? I got this iPhone right here, and I'm all right. Come on, what is this? Try again in 1 minute. All right, John Mark. Keep up the good work. Thanks, John. Hey, John, what's your favorite tool? It's my first live, John. Thanks for helping me out here. First one in the chat. What is your favorite tool, John? Are you a tradesman? Are you into DIY, home improvement, anything like that? Well, appreciate you. Miller Dynasty 400. Hey, John, I'll be the first one to say that I don't know every tool out there, okay? So the tools that I showcase on the channel, um, I've used some of them, and some of them I do the research on, just for the audience to teach them and teach myself. So could you tell me what a Miller Dynasty? Oh, a welding machine. Great, 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 great. Okay. I've been welding for a little while now. I actually I'm a welding instructor, so I go. And the great thing about what I do is I've been a trucker for almost 20 years, and you know the institution or nonprofit that I work with, they have big rigs, 18 wheelers with welding classes inside the 18 wheeler. Right, it's retrofitted to be a welding class. So I drive around. Matter of fact, today we did a class today, and so I do that about 3 times a week. We take the truck out and we go to different locations and we teach these people how to weld. Matter of fact, I'm teaching at a Korean church right now. It's Korean this Korean church, and some of those people are like in their 70s or 80s, and they still want to. So it's crazy, but they're learning, and some of them are getting good. So how long you been welding, John? Is it a profession? Is it just a hobby, a DIY type of? type of deal for you, or yeah, welding is a great skill. It's a great skill to have, man. I like it. But what I've learned over 1 year, taught yourself, man, that's amazing. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. So, what's your favorite process? Well, MIG, TIG, flux core, stick, dual shield. Which one? Oh, you learning pipe welding. Okay, great. Oh, you like? Yeah, I like TIG too. TIG is great. It's like a whole nother universe. When you're doing TIG there, and just got to wait for that metal to melt or bubble up, heat it up before you put that rod in. You like TIG aluminum, TIG steel? Which one do you like? Stainless steel TIG? Man, it's so much to welding. It's so much to welding that you can learn. But once you get the basics, the door's open for you. Stainless steel, that's great, man. Stainless steel is good. Yep, I did a repair of a what is that? A metal bender. It's about 8 foot long because there's this shop that I work in, and we got an 8 foot metal bender, and one of the I don't it's not a handle, but it's a connection, and it broke, and I took that thing off, took it back to the TIG station, and slapped some metal in there with some. But that wasn't stainless, that was just steel. But so do you work in welding, or do you just do it on your own, just as a hobby? And what do you like about stainless versus aluminum? Oh, versus just regular, just regular steel, mill scale steel. Yeah, yeah. Welding is great, man. I love it. I love the whole process of it. I like teaching it too. And like I said, I'm pretty much on your level. I've been doing it for probably less than you, less time than you've been doing it. But I'm around a lot, a lot of guys that have been doing it for a long time. So I've picked up a lot, and I'm able to put stuff together. But it's not really that hard. The basics of welding is you got to have you got to keep the right speed, you got to keep the right distance, and you got to be able to see. Oh, you're working for now. Great, great. Are you working for yourself? Doing. I'm pretty sure you probably do jobs for yourself on the side, even if you are working for a company. But yeah, welding is pretty much three basic things. You got to be able to see. Okay, cool, cool. You got to be able to see what you're doing, because if you can't see, you can't weld, guys. And you got to have a steady hand. That's why they teach you, hey, have a third point of contact to either lean up against something, or so you won't shake. If you're that good, you could just do it free-handed. But as when you first start out, you're not going to be that good. So, and your welds, every time you look at your weld bead, it's not going to lie, right? It'll tell you everything you did wrong. Your welds don't lie to you. You use the cheetah lens. Hey, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Okay, anybody watching who wants to learn, if when I started welding, even now, my eyesight's not really that good. I wear glasses, I wear corrective lenses and stuff like that. I tried the cheater lens thing, but it didn't really work for me. So I said to myself, hey, I can't just guess while I'm welding, right? If you're just guessing, you're not welding. You're just and that's what I saw. I found myself guessing, right? I could see a little bit, and then when I lift the helmet up, I either went that way or whatever. So I said, let me take my glasses off. Let me take my contact lenses out, and I tried that, and guess what? I can see. I can see a lot better. So my bad eyesight actually helped me, right, with welding, right? Because I'm a very, very nearsighted. So my bad eyesight helped me because I can see everything now. So every now and then, and that's just for certain processes. Like if I need to be close up, like say I'm doing TIG or something more, it really helps with TIG. Like if I take my nearsightedness, it really helps with that, right? MIG, if I need to be close up or something like that. And stick, not so much, because stick, you're ready. You got the electrode. It's about this long, right? And so I'm back, so I can see a little better with stick with my corrective lenses on. But with TIG and MIG and stuff like that, I just take them out every now and then, and man, it makes makes a big difference. I'll put it like that. Okay, so anybody listening, hey, if you wear glasses or you can't see, uh, try taking them off. Maybe your bad eyesight may help you out in those cases, right? So yeah, man, little things you learn, as you go along. So yep. So John Mark, man, yeah, those cheater lenses, I guess they work for you. It didn't work for me. But so what other trades, John? What other trades do you get involved in, or it's just welding? Do you like anything else, like woodworking, carpentry, and electrical work? Auto work, auto mechanic work, or it's just welding? And what do you weld on? Do you weld on just, of course, you weld on anything, but are you into fabrication or more structural, outdoors work, right? Because if you don't know, guys, when it comes to welding, certain processes are meant for inside and certain processes are better for outside. Like if you're into MIG, right? Or MIG welding or TIG welding, that's more for fabrication and stuff, but manufacturing, indoor work, okay? Um, Outdoor work, you're talking more like stick welding, flux core welding, dual shield flux core welding, and stuff like that. That's meant for outdoors. Ah, software programming, electrical work. Okay, so you're a jack of all trades, huh, John? I like that, man. I like to learn how to code and program and all that stuff. I got a brother that does that stuff, but I like to learn more about it myself. Yeah. So you just do it. Is that another job you have? Are you the multi-job guy? You got like 3 or 4 jobs: software engineer, electrician, welder. Man, guys like that will never be broke, guys. You got so many skills. Yeah, that's great. I love learning, man. I love learning. And these skills, they'll definitely they'll put money in your pocket, guys. They'll definitely put money in your pocket. Okay, so you could go get that degree or something and hope to get a good paying job, and hope to have a job that's gonna keep up with the interest on the debt that you're gonna owe, or you can get a skill, right? While you go to school. I'm not knocking college or anything like that, but I'm just saying, guys, don't think that these blue collar jobs or trades are you know for a certain type of individual. Some of these trades, man, they pay you big time. Some, like, as far as welding, you can get paid 50, $60 an hour. You know, it depends, right? Depends on how far you take it, and just like anything else. But yeah. Hmm. John Mark, man, you're the only one in the chat, and I'm good with that. It's my first live, and I appreciate you coming in and engaging. I said, let me just get on here and try this. Engage with my audience, and I love that you came in here and showed some love, man. So yeah. All right, John, I'm gonna ask you a question. What's the most useful tool when it comes to electrical work that you use? Because I've done a couple of electrical videos, but I want to do some more. What's the most useful tool when it comes to electrical work, John, that you find yourself using? Is it wire strippers? Is it, what is it? Voltmeters? Multimeters? Yeah, there you go, voltmeter. Yeah, voltmeters is great. I love voltmeters. You can just test just about anything with those things. Matter of fact, a friend of mine has a problem with her car. Her car, the driver's seat. The buttons you press for it to go back and forth or up or down. That doesn't seem to work. Do you think a voltmeter can diagnose the problem or isolate the problem. It could be the circuit board in it. What do you think? What do you think, John? Yeah. So, uh, so what's your John? What's your long term vision for yourself? The problem, John, is um, the the driver's side in her car she just bought. It's the buttons you press to move the positions of the seat, right? You could make it go forward, you can make it go backward, you could press the button to go up or down. So that electrical system there, those buttons. That's it doesn't work there. It doesn't work. So I'm wondering if it's the circuit board and can I use a multimeter to test it? Can I use a voltmeter to test to see to isolate the problem? So I don't know if you're familiar with stuff like that, but it is an electrical problem, I'm pretty sure. So I just want to see if I see if you had any insight into that. Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, guys, learn a trade. Okay, teach your kids about the trades. Don't say you don't want to get your hands dirty and all that. That's not a good thing there. I don't care if you're a college educated person. You should know how to use your hands and fix things. You should know how to build things. He said you take the car back to the dealership. Yeah, it's a used car. I think she bought it from a friend, and hey, it's about a 2006, so we were expecting some, for it to be some issues there. But I don't know. Maybe we get a part from the junkyard, replace the circuit board or something, see if that works. But yeah, I got you. I got you. Hey, John, where you from? Are you from? What state are you? What state are you from? Are you in the country? Or are you out the country? Tell us about you. Tell us about yourself. And you got two first names, by the way. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah. Wow, you moved to Alabama from California. What made you make that move? Was it the high cost of living? What was it? I don't know. I'm actually in California, by the way. Yep, I'm in California. And what made you move to Alabama, of all places? That family? When I visited Alabama a few times when I was in the service. Um, you know, went to the what was that? Football games. I think it was blue and gray or something like that. Oh, really? You saw me in Venice Beach? Okay, man. Well, you know what? Good to be talking to you again, man. So so you moved from California to Alabama. How long you been in Alabama? When did you make that move? Oh, you got the flyer. Okay, good, good. At least, well, some say that's old school, and I guess it is, right? But I guess it worked. I'm talking to you right now. What do you like about Alabama, John? What made you go there? Is it better opportunities or what? Better opportunities for the trades. Easy to find work. Easy to find business. Mm. Yeah, yeah. I've pretty much seen just about every state in this country. Cost of living. I got you, buddy. I got you. I totally understand, man. especially with inflation right now. Yeah, a lot of people are moving, not because they want to, but because they have to, right? And that's why it's good to have skills. Like I said, I go back to the whole skills thing. If you got skills, man, you don't necessarily have to worry about rising costs if you got the skills to, bring in that income, right? And John said he's an electrician, does electrical work, software engineer, you know, and he's a welder. Those three things right there will keep this man, afloat, right? There's no excuse for this man to be broke, right? So, man, John, it's about what time is it over there, John? I know right now it's over here. It's 11:23 p.m. So over there it must be what 2 o'clock in the morning. What you doing up, John? John couldn't sleep, huh? Got some insomnia or what? What's going on? Or maybe I don't know. You working on a project late at night and said, "Let me go on YouTube," and that guy you met on Venice Beach popped up. Yeah, man. Alabama, huh? What part? Mobile, or what was the name of your? Oh, you had an energy drink, huh? Hey, man, don't drink too much of those. Okay, don't drink too much of those. It'll might have a negative effect on you. Ah, Mobile, that's right. Yeah, I think that isn't that where they had the blue and gray games? Because when I was in the service back in the '90s, I was stationed in Columbus, Georgia. Right, I was stationed in Columbus, Georgia before I went to my unit in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 82nd Airborne, all that good stuff. But that's a whole other story about my military experience, man. And it wasn't all good, but hey, I get it. Get a lot of benefits. Welding jobs are huge here. You know what? I, that's funny you mentioned that, John, because at the school where I teach, where I instruct in welding, there was a young lady that came through, and she was from Alabama, and she was quite a character. But they were calling her back for jobs. I mean, she already had jobs lined up to go back. So yeah, I guess it's true there. So what's the main industry out there? Is a lot of industrial type work, structural type work? Are they building a lot there? A lot of manufacturing? What's going on with the welding demand over there? Shipbuilding. I was about to say that because um, Alabama, is there a coastal? Is it on the coast of Georgia? Forgive me for my ignorance, but is it on the coast or close to the coast, Alabama? I mean that where you are. Gotcha. Yeah, so that would make sense, man. So that's a lot of SMAW shielded metal arc welding going on with the shipbuilding, huh? Stick welding. Those 7018 and 6010 rods flying all over the place, huh? Yeah. Or flux core. Flux core. So the company you work for, is it a shipbuilding company? You do a lot of shipbuilding in your company, or is it a separate industry? Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to check out Alabama again. It's been a while. Bulk tanks and trailers. Wow. Okay. So the bulk tanks, interesting. Uh, with that, is that for the ships? The bulk? No. Bulk tanks are the. Yeah. Okay, I got you. That's the tankers, right? That's the tankers. Because like I said, I've been a trucker for almost 20 years, John, and I did do some tanker work, but most of my work has been dry van, reefer, and containers out of the ports, right? So I know, I'm familiar with the ports and how they work. Chassis, when you pull in the chassis and all that good stuff. Matter of fact, for the last, I don't know, 10 or so years, I've been working out of the ports. Matter of fact, even today, I still every now and then I'll pull containers out. Haven't been doing too much lately because I've been working with students and as far as welding and teaching and stuff like that. So, but I still do. I still do port work. Clean energy manufacturing company. Okay, great. Hydrogen. That's great, man. That's great. Yep, man. There's so many industries out here to get into. So many industries to get into. There's no excuse. I created the channel, John, to expose um, certain communities. My community, to to the trades, right? I mean, just to show, just put another face on it, right? And so, hey, listen, just learn skills, learn how to use tools, get familiar with them. You know, learn a trade. Doors will open for you all kinds of places, buddy. All kinds of places. I tell everybody that. And you get to work in you get to work in industries with some. You may come in the door as, let's just say, a grinder in a welding shop, right? Just the lowest level, right? And then, but you're around all this other technology that you can work your way up. Like over here in LA, not too far from me, down maybe a couple of miles from me, they got SpaceX. Okay. And Elon Musk and all that. And some of the students have gotten jobs, at the shop I work at, that we teach and we instruct. They have gotten jobs at SpaceX, right? So imagine, like, if you work your way up or to a different position. I mean, you're around all that, and so it's not just about learning a skill. It's about the doors that it can open up for you. Just being in certain industries, being around being in certain environments that can really help you and maybe provide, um, you know, expose you to say, hey, maybe I can do this. Maybe I want to move or evolve into this area and see where it takes you. That's the great thing about learning a trade. And a trade doesn't necessarily mean like you have to be a welder or swing a hammer or anything like that. It can mean like what John Mark does, like software engineer. That can be considered a trade, or electrical work, that can be considered a trade. A lot of things that you think are not trades are actually trades, like IT professionals, right? That's a trade. You can get certified for that. They have their old certification ladder that they have to get to go where, to rise in the ranks of that industry, or those in whatever industry it is. So yeah, it's just about getting your foot in the door with whatever you gravitate to. So and I've seen students lives change just by learning, just by getting a simple AWS certificate, American Welding Society certificate. I've seen students shed tears. This changed their life and all that. And so just the fact that you learn something, and from the backgrounds a lot of the students come from, it's life changing for them. It's not just a piece of paper. It's like it changes their whole perspective on things. Some of them come from families that the family doesn't even respect them, right? But when they get that certificate, that welding certificate, they they break down and say, "Oh wow." So that's another thing I like about it. Being an instructor is seeing the kids' lives change, and and it's not just kids; it's adults too. We have all ages come through there, and it's not the only welding school. But like I said, what's great about it is I get to take the big rig, the 18-wheeler, out to a location and just teach, right in the big rig, right. So even those trucking skills that I gained over the years, guess what? I'm using it. I'm still using them. I was trying to get out of trucking, but I'm still in it. But I'm using it for a greater purpose now. I think not just sitting in a truck picking up containers in the port, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, yep. So yeah, John, I just came on here. I said, hey, listen, I do a lot of videos. I didn't try the live on this channel, and I said, let me try it. And I know it's late, and I said, no, let me just press the live button anyway, see what happens. And John Mark came in there supporting the brother. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you, John. I really appreciate you, man. It means a lot to me that you came in here and engaged and all of that. So I think I've been on here about 40 minutes already. Yeah, yeah, it is kind of late. Yeah, I mean, it's not really late on my side. I'm a late guy anyway. It's 11:30. I'm used to working like 2, 3, till 2 or 3 in the morning, right? But not so much lately. But trust me, I did that for years, and may not be the healthiest of things, but I had to do what I had to do. We all do what we got to do, right? So what? So what's the plans? Do you have weekend work, John, or you just your weekends are free? Because I know with a lot of trades, you can. It's not really. Some of them are hourly, like 9 to 5 and all that. But if they have extra work, oh, you off? That's good, man. Good. That's good. So what are your plans? Are you gonna hang out with the family? I don't know. Go camping, hiking. What? Yeah. And whatever you do, man, be safe out there. You know, be safe out there. Oh yeah, read a book, huh? What was it? A fictional book or a nonfiction? It's been a while since I used to be into books too, man. I used to read a lot. My time is so full right now. Ah, there you go, man. You remind me of my brother. He's an IT guy and he's always trying to sharpen his skills. He has always talking about different book and stuff. That's good, man. You going places. You going places, John. You're like a sponge. You're just taking all that information and just you know be a man of value. You know, be a man of value. So do you plan on is programming? Because you mentioned welding, you mentioned electrical, and you mentioned programming, software programming. Which one's your favorite? Which one do you see yourself doing or really diving deep into head first and just taking it as far as you go? Because I know you're always going to have those other skills, trade skills like welding and electrical, but or even whatever else you add to that. But is programming something that you want to rise in the ranks in, or you just want to? Man, I love that, man. That's exactly where I am. I like to build stuff, and you know, um, as far as learning stuff, man, I'm always on the lookout. Yeah, you familiar with like 3D printing and stuff like that? All the different softwares and yeah, programming is good. Yeah, learn how to write code, and it's a whole new language. Build websites. I don't know, all kinds of stuff you can do with programming. You can build something and program the electrical, the components in there. You know, that's when you're really building. Mostly C and Python. Okay, okay. I'm familiar with those. Never learned them, but I'm familiar with them. Kind of made me want to crack open a programming book myself right now. So, but yeah, man. My main vision though is to really make a million guys like you, man. Like out there in the community, right? Because we got so many brilliant minds out there, but they're caught up in the wrong things. And that's one of the reasons, like I said, motivated me to make the channel. To at least give them some direction and some kind of knowledge to help them, you know. And if I can make like 100 million guys like you, even when I'm not around, um, then I'm good. I did my job. I did my job. So yeah. And I told you I teach in the trailer there, in the big rig trailer, and there's so many things you can do with that, right? You don't have. It can be you can drive to a community with a big rig and have the wraps and the graphics all over it, which is what we have at the nonprofit I work at, and you know, it doesn't have to be welding. It can be anything. It can be computers inside the truck, but you're going to them, right? You're going in their areas, and that's the beauty of it. It's mobile, and you can take whatever training that you can fit in there, and you can put classrooms in there, right? And just go there. You can go to the areas. You can go to the schools. You can go to the churches. You can go to the parks. Set up, be attracted to it. Do a little marketing and bring the kids in, or whoever. Not adults, kids, all ages who want to learn, and just teach them. And then once you're done, you just pack it up like you were never even there. Like, I mean, of course, they'll know that you were there because you taught them something. And that's the beauty of what I do right now. And I didn't expect to be doing that, but that's what I find myself doing. So, and we're actually building out another trailer to do the same thing. So there's one trailer now, and there's going to be another one that we're building out now. And I've been working on that trailer, building it out, and it's just the process of building out that trailer. You strip it out, and then you gotta, you know, make sure it's all laced wall to wall with metal, floor to ceiling with metal, and then you gotta put the fume extraction system in it. So if you're welding, you gotta get those fumes out of there. So you gotta install the fume extraction system, then put the welders in there, and put the welding booths in there, and the curtains, and the grinding stations, or what, just and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's takes a while, but it's getting done. It's getting done, John. And it's not the only one out there. They got different people that do the same thing, But yeah, I wouldn't have thought I'd have been doing this, but I'm glad I am, because I'm reaching a lot of people, who wouldn't have thought about it, or who wouldn't have thought about welding or learning a trade. You can go right to them, right? And when they step in the truck, they're like, "Wow, look at this!" So they're already like interested, and so yeah, it's a good deal. Good deal. hmm So you just learn. Okay, so you know what? I'm still in trucking. I'm still in trucking because even what I'm doing now is trucking, right? I drive the truck. I drive that around the different parts of the city, and I still do just regular trucking, right? Hauling loads, hauling freight to different locations, and I still do that as well. Um, so I'm not out of the game, but it's kind of evolved for me in this capacity, as far as hauling. I'm not just hauling freight. I'm hauling a classroom for people to come learn in. So, but yeah, I'm still in the trucking game. I'll always respect trucking, because trucking paid the bills, man. It fed me for years. Um, it's I tell guys, hey, look, if you can get a CDL, because even if you never use the CDL, it will. I mean, just like welding, right? Um, but with the CDL, I mean, it's so much like demand, right? I mean, people need truckers all the time. Like, logistics is the backbone of America. Like, if stuff doesn't move, everything can't go on a train, right? And even if the train the train can't take it into where it needs to go, you need trucks to take it, right? You need trucks to take the haul stuff from the ports or from companies or businesses, So, but trucking, man, it can be a ruthless game as well. When it comes to getting loads and stuff, people underbidding each other, undercutting each other, and all that stuff, and then you got to deal with drivers. One of the biggest complaints I've heard from just being in the industry is finding good drivers, right? Good drivers, and when I say good drivers, I'm talking people that are going to be there and not get into accidents all the time. I've been in a few accidents, but that's when I first started, when I was cutting my teeth in the industry. Um, but yeah, I tell guys, hey, look, get a CDL. Like if you have nothing else going on, go get that CDL. Jump in the truck, and you can make all kinds of money. You can buy, if you want to grow, just buy, start with one truck, then build up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Build a whole fleet, and I mean, if you're talking about, if you're all about the money, it's there. They got a bunch of trucking YouTubers on YouTube, and so um, yeah, trucking is definitely another opportunity that I'm glad I took advantage of back in the days, because it's definitely something it'll keep you going. And like I said, I'm still in there right now. I'm still in trucking right now. Yep. So if you see guys, hey man, the CDL, tell them CDL won't hurt. CDL won't hurt. Definitely help you. Definitely help you. You just can't be into drugs, because you get drug tested all the time. Okay, yeah, I suggest you do, man. I suggest looking into it. There'll be another skill under your belt, John, that you can definitely use. Um, it's definitely definitely an in demand, will always be in demand occupation. You can build a business out of it. Now, I don't know, like, they have the whole driverless truck, or driverless vehicle movement going on, but that's not quite here yet. And they did build prototypes of driverless big rigs, 18 wheelers, tractor trailers and stuff, and they have sent them out on the road. But that's not quite here yet, so I wouldn't worry about that. You still have a ways away from that happening on a larger scale, because they're trying to automate everything, right? Get the human factor out of everything. So, but that's kind of a ways away. So yeah, I'd suggest, John, get your CDL, man. Go to the trucking school, or if you know somebody with a truck, say, hey, listen, why don't you teach me how to drive? And it's not hard. Once you learn how to shift, right? You do the double clutch, and then after a while, you don't even have to use the clutch, because you just need the clutch to start it up. You just shift because you can hear the RPMs, and you just shift. You just know when to lift your foot off the accelerator and put it into gear, and then put your foot back down once you put it into gear, and that's how you shift. But in the beginning, you're gonna have to learn how to use the clutch, right? But after a while, like I said, you won't need that. You won't need to use the clutch like that. And you won't, wear out the clutch, because you're a pro now, right? You know how to float your gears and stuff, and all that. It's fun too. Yeah, I got to see the whole country that way. I've driven across the country a couple of times in the car, maybe 2 3 times, East Coast to West Coast and back. But with trucking, I've been to just about every. I wouldn't say every, but a lot of, from the big cities to the backwoods, man. I've been to places in trucks delivering stuff. From I've experienced like fog, snow, hail. I haven't experienced tornadoes yet, though. You know, I don't know if it's. Some people may say, "Oh, you're crazy," but I always wanted to see a tornado. I think tornadoes are fascinating, very fascinating phenomena, natural phenomena that I like to see. I never seen one in a truck, and I used to go through Oklahoma all the time, like the Bible Belt. You know, believe it or not, I used to make like fake tornadoes. I'd take some hot water with steam, and I'll take a fan and put it over the hot water, like have like one of them soda bottles that's clear, and cut the top off, cut the bottom off, put some hot water, like a pan of hot water or something with steam coming up, and then I'll take a fan, put it over the top, turn the fan on, and the steam will spin around and look like a funnel, kind of like a tornado thing. I used to do stuff like that, because I was so fascinated by weather and tornadoes and stuff like that, and storms and how they form and why they form. So tornadoes, they or storms, I should say, it's just a cell, or a area of high pressure under an area of low pressure, right? So it's cold air pushing down on hot air, and hot air rises, right? So the hot air has to force its way up through the cold air, and when it does that, it starts to spin, right? But everything in the universe spins. If you ever notice that, you got the Milky Way. Just like if you throw a ball, it spins. It's like everything in nature has a spiral nature to it, like and stuff like that. So that's a pattern, right? So yeah, that's interesting, man. I used to love like making those little tornadoes and stuff, and you can do it with dry ice too. I never did that method, but yeah, I never saw those. I never saw one. I like to see one. Some people may say, "Man, you're sick. You're crazy. Why would you want to see one?" Well, I mean, damn, look at that. That thing is. It's like when a tornado's coming, it's there's no technology that can stop that thing. You know. My favorite tool, man. Man, like I said, I like the angle grinder, man, because I work with a lot of metal, and if you do a bad weld, guess what? You can grind it out. Nobody will ever know, right? uh, man, that's I don't know if I have a favorite. I definitely have a preference. Um, you know, I like power tools, buddy. I like power tools. Paint sprayer, one of my most popular videos. Paint sprayer is cool. I like the paint sprayer. Um, there's so many other tools I haven't quite showcased yet. Um, but I like machining too. Machining is very interesting to me too, like because it's a lot of technical stuff when it comes to machining. You know, you have the end mills, you have the lathes, lathes and stuff like that. And once again, you're dealing with spinning, right? You're dealing with circular motion. You ever notice that? It's always something spinning to cause something to be shaped or formed, right? So is that spiral nature of the universe. I'm not trying to sound like out there. I'm just saying it's a pattern it's a pattern in the universe. Like if it spins, everything spins. The orbits, the sun, all that. So end mills like lathes and stuff like that. We have one in the shop that we're taking apart right now. It's an old one. It's an old lathe, and we're taking it apart and cleaning it up. And we're gonna put it back together and all that. I like end mills and lathes. That's what I like. I like lathes and end mills when it comes to machining. Um, but I would like to learn the programming part of machining. Okay, and that's what that's probably more up your alley right now because you got to program those machines to make them do what they want, make them do. Um, you do a Home Depot bills. Interesting. So when you say Home Depot bills, what do you mean? Can you elaborate on that? Because Home Depot is like my second home. You know? Yeah. I'm hopefully these lives, like conversating with my audience, like you, um, helps me connect more to my audience as well. It's not just talk, here's a tool, here's how it works. I love to connect with you guys. So yeah, Home Depot bills. What yeah, gotcha. Yeah. One of the things that I'd love to evolve to that. I totally agree with you. Like doing more DIY in-house stuff, not just, I concentrate on tools because I know a lot of people they just, they want to do, let's say, a Home Depot build, or they want to do a project and stuff, and they get a tool and they don't know how to use the tool. So I kind of focus on just the tool part. And that, to be honest with you, that was based on what I was able to, like what I'm able to do right now in terms of budget, right? Like, so the show and tell type of deal was more in my budget, right? Like, so with a Home Depot bill, I have to get the spot, I have to secure the area, secure the place, and have the, and all that. And that's, for me, I'm working my way to that. And the little jobs I can do, I'll do, right? Like, say, maybe in where I live and stuff like that. But if I had an actual set, like a set that I can, and I'm working my way to that because I really want to show you guys more of that stuff, and because it's useful, and I think it'll bring more more people to the channel as well, men and women, male and female. But the tool, when it comes to tools, that was more economical for me, and I'm a tool lover, and a lot of people don't know how to use tools. At this point, no. Now I've done. I live in a multi-family unit um, at the moment, and so I don't have a backyard, not right now. But I have access to yards. Like I've done a couple of videos with weed eaters, and I did a weed eater video, like I think a few videos ago, and so I have access to people with yards, so I can, I'm working my way. I'm trying to, got to be resourceful, right? If you don't have this, you gotta find a way to make it happen, and so yeah, good questions, man. I love your questions. I love your suggestions as well. So let me ask you a question, John. What do you think? Give me some ideas. So when I do these lives more, because I'm gonna start doing more lives. Um, any suggestions on topics that you would like me to cover based on what our conversation today? I know you said Home Depot bills, and I explained to you that I'm working my way to that. But any other ideas you think I should explore that I may be able to do right now? Your input is very much appreciated and respected. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I got something coming up tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm gonna talk about it's a circular saw related, but hopefully it should be good. I got something said. I try to at least put something out every week, once a week at least, right? But with the lives, it'll probably be more than that now. I'll put more content out during the week. I used to spotlight more people in the community that are in the trades or in related fields. But some people, they flake out and you don't hear from them or something comes up. So it wasn't as consistent, but I love doing that, right? Like, so if you were here in LA, I'd say, hey, John, let me spotlight you on the channel. Let me show you some love and bring you on the channel. You can talk about welding, how long you've been doing it. You can talk about electrical, even the software, programming stuff, because it's not just about necessarily tools, right? Like if you're in a trade, like I'll spotlight you on even the software programming stuff because you're a welder too. I'll kind of merge the two together, like all the different disciplines that you have, and then I'll talk about the other stuff too. So I'll say, hey, John, you're a software programmer. How's that? Yeah, absolutely. I try to whoever I can find, and I've spotlighted a lot of African American guys, and the reason I did that is because they don't really get spotlighted as much, and I try to kind of balance the scales because there's a lot of them out there working in the trades, and I think to show the world, show kids, hey, look, you got this group of people out here doing the same thing. It's not just one group of people. So I try to. That's one of the reasons I have a lot of African American people on the channel that I spotlight because I'm just trying to balance the scales there. It's not like I got something against anybody else or anything. But yeah, that's why I do that. So listen, hey, John, I appreciate you, bro. I really do. And thanks for coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get some sleep, man, because I'm probably gonna, try to get some in a little while myself, John. But hey, much love to you, much respect, and because of you, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this live up. I'm gonna publish this. Okay. All right, John. You take care, buddy. Take care, guys.